Hebrews. This is our Prophets of Awakening. This is our Friday night Q&A, 5th of November, 2021. We're going to read a little bit out of Enoch tonight, 6 through 12 chapters. This is a non-Messianic channel. We deal with the Tanakh and the Torah. The Tanakh is the Old Testament, and the Torah is the first 5 books of the Old Testament that was given to Moses on Mount Sinai by the Lord of hosts. So I want to say shalom and welcome to everyone. Welcome to another Shabbat. And I'm going to do our moment of silence, our prayer, our psalms, and then do the current events, and listen to a couple other videos, and then we're going to go into a little need to know information. Then we'll go into the lesson. Okay. So with that being said, this moment of silence is in regard to Israel's Redeemer, the Lord of hosts, and the Creator, Yahweh. Oh Lord, we come before Thee on the Sabbath day, bow down with great respect for our Redeemer. Oh Lord, you confess through your prophet Isaiah that you would redeem us, return unto us, and that you would pour out your Spirit upon us. This you have done in great spirit, O Lord, in great fashion. Because of this, O Lord, we have found you in your holy scriptures. The Tanakh, great in counsel and mighty in works, for thine eyes are open upon the ways of men, to give everyone according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. O Lord, behold, thou hast made the heavens and the earth by thy great power, and thou stretched out on, and there is nothing too hard for thee. Knowing all these things, O Lord, we eagerly await thy coming, the day in which thou will break the yoke of our oppressors. Peace be unto you, O Lord. Okay. We're going to read the Psalms right quick. Okay. I'm going to read Psalm 37. It says, trust a true state of the wicked. It's a Psalm of David. It says, fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut off, cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord, do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Cease from anger, forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off. But those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plotteth against the just, gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword, and have bent their bow, but cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bow shall be broken. A little that a righteous man have is better than the riches of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholdeth the righteous. The Lord knoweth the day of the upright, excuse me, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil times, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as fats of lamb. They shall consume, with the smoke shall they consume away. The wicked borrow, and payeth not again, but the righteous showeth mercy and giveth. For such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. Though he fall, he shall not utterly be cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. I have been young, and now I am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. He is ever merciful, and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. Depart from evil, and do good, and dwell forevermore. For the Lord loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. The righteous shall inherit the land, and dwell therein forever. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. The law of his God is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. The wicked watcheth the righteous, and seeketh to slay him. The Lord will not leave him in his hands, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on the Lord, keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright. For the end of that man is peace. But the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. He is their strength in the time of trouble. And the Lord shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him. Okay, that was Psalms 37 of Psalm of David, the true state of the wicked. Anybody got any comments on that?
Shalom.
Okay,
This is one of my favorite Psalms. It's just so much good stuff in here.
right.
Um, so I'll just start with verse 9. For
Okay,
evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. I mean, their time is coming,
right.
and so is ours. So we just have to wait on them.
That's right. Right. He said that about 4 times in here. Wait on the Lord. Yeah.
Right.
Anybody else? Okay. Yeah, I like the part when it says he was spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yeah, 35. I have seen the wicked in great power, spreading himself like a green bay tree. So he all over the place. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I saw him, but he could not be found. Okay, ain't that something? That's encouraging, especially what
Yes.
we're looking at now. Okay, something? Okay. Anybody got any current events?
Shalom.
Okay.
I just want to talk about Yellowstone for just a second.
Who?
Um Yellowstone Park.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um I was just it's just fascinating to me, and I was doing a little research on it, and volcano eruptions at Yellowstone, they average around every 600 years.
Right.
Well, the last one was about 640 years.
Okay.
And but geologists say there are signs, there are warning signs before these volcanoes erupt.
Right.
And one of them is that they're preceded by a number of earthquakes. Well,
Right.
in October, there were 267.
Right.
And then another sign is the land rising. And the
Right.
land there is rising so fast. I mean, even a sunken tourist boat is at water level, it's just floating.
Right.
And I mean, it's just a multitude of things going on around us, and it's going on so fast. Things are just really picking up and moving fast, swiftly.
Right. Right. Yeah. I saw something was happening at Yellowstone last week. that some kind of blue stuff was shooting up out of that gusher. They say that hadn't happened in a while.
Yeah.
Right. I guess so. Okay. Anybody else got anything? Okay. We got a couple right here. Might want to tie your shoes up. Okay. This first one right here is can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, this is about 12,000 Air Force personnel rejected the Pentagon vaccine today.
12,000 US Air Force personnel have rejected Pentagon's vaccine mandate. This has come as a major hurdle for US Defense Forces. Thousands of Air Force personnel may be forced to leave service for rejecting the vaccine mandate ahead of the November 2nd deadline. According to Washington Post, the Air Force is the first branch of the military to face mass objection and refusal of the Pentagon's diktat. 12,000 active duty personnel have refused to get COVID vaccine jabs. This number was around 60,000 at the start of October. The deadline for active troops ends on 2nd of November, while the deadline for those in reserve ends is in early December. U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin had announced the vaccine mandate as cases surged around August this year. While 12,000 is a huge number, it presents only a fraction of the troops who have refused Pentagon's vaccine mandate. According to the Pentagon spokesperson John Kirby, 97% of active duty personnel have got at least one dose of the COVID vaccine. 87% are fully vaccinated. Even within the U.S. Air Force, nearly 94% have got a COVID vaccine shot. However, the troops who reject Pentagon's vaccine mandate face an uncertain future. Possible punishments include dismissal from service or punishment under the justice system of the military. Meanwhile, New York City officials are preparing for shortage of firefighters, police officers, and other first responders. A showdown looms in the Big Apple due to a face-off between city officials and its unvaccinated uniformed workforce.
We've reached out to the de Blasio administration before the rally we had the other day, talked about trying to negotiate the parameters of this mandate.
We've heard nothing back.
We've got nothing but silence. They've talked with some other unions. They've talked with the teachers. We haven't got an extension. We haven't got any parameters that we've asked for. Why does this administration treat us like second-class citizens and people that don't need to be talked with? We're not just numbers on the spreadsheet. These are the first responders and the essential workers we were called years ago.
Mayor Bill de Blasio had announced the mandate 9 days ago. It said officials would manage any staffing gaps with overtime and schedule changes and by enlisting private ambulance companies to cover for the city's paramedics. Leaders of unions representing firefighters, police officers have said the city could put more than one-third of their members on unpaid leave when enforcement of the vaccine mandate takes effect.
Okay. Any comments? Okay. Yeah, that's just another sign to me, you know. Like I said, I mean, I think it's something like that's a big number of people that military personnel that's not taking the vaccine. That's like a weakness or a wound in America, you know, to me. Yeah.
Yeah, they need them to do their dirty work.
Right, exactly. And that's just one branch, the Air Force. They ain't all of it. It's crazy. Okay, yeah, this right here is like, I don't know if anybody heard about it, but we're gonna check it out. This is diabolical right here. Okay. Here we go.
One thing when it was dudes doing it, and this ain't nothing new. We've been seeing women doing this for a minute. So I'm not.
women getting beards. Houston and Atlanta, where it's happening a lot.
Think about to sit here and act surprised, but why? Then you gotta go out and get the big boy beard. What is going on? Hey, do your thing. Do whatever it is that you want to do in life. Have at it. I just know you ain't supposed to look like Erykah Badu with a beard when it's all said and done. You understand what I'm saying? Beauty is a choice. Everybody has a right to choose to do whatever it is they want to do that makes them feel whatever they want to feel. I might get some feathers attached to my face and body, so I can fly away from y'all motherfuckers. Shit.
Okay. What you think? We go another version of that.
Wicked girl, I tell you.
Okay. Yeah, this goes in with what I was saying about when I was telling you about the when the angels came down. I'm gonna go all the way in on this.
All right, Atlanta doing what Atlanta. I think Atlanta has outroamed even Rome. Like Rome was wild, but Atlanta, I think, has out surpassed what Rome. So we got studs getting beards. There's a new trend coming out of the South, and particularly Houston and Atlanta. So Houston and Atlanta take this L. Female studs are trying out a new style, a full beard. We're not talking about transgenders here. We're talking about gay women who identify themselves as females. The process involves the women going to a specially trained barber stylist and getting a beard weave. It's pretty amazing. The number of Americans who identify as Decepticons and Transformers has been steadily increasing each year. Gallup's latest update on the poll finds 5.6% of U.S. adults identify as LGBT. The current estimate is up from 4.5% update based on 2017 data. The increase could be a result of people being more open to accept the label or something else at work. Currently, 86.7% of Americans say they are heterosexual or straight, and 7.6% do not answer the question about their sexual orientation. Gallup's 2012-2017 data had roughly 5% no opinion responses, and the latest results are based on more than 15,000 interviews conducted throughout 2020 with Americans aged 18 and up. Gallup had previously reported annual updates from its 2017 daily tracking survey, but did not routinely measure LGBT identification in 2018-2019. So Houston and Atlanta, we have a problem. This is what y'all doing. This is what the women are out here doing. Once again, I will never understand the psychosis that if men are so hated, yet they try to implement everything about a man, try to take on the look, sound, feel, or the mindset of something that you hate. That, to me, is insane. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
Okay, any comments? Yeah, so let's go. I want to go in on this because I've been screaming it for 1,000 years. So I said, and this is what the people that's the local pastor and rabbi and all them, they're not dealing with it, is what is going on? Where all this coming from? And I was saying how that in the beginning, when the Most High created the earth, he said it was water all over the whole planet. Water, it was covered with water. Then he caused the land to come up out of the water. Right? After that happened, he said it's good. So why did he say it was good? Because the seeds and all that was in the soil started sprouting up and growing and all that. And so that means everywhere it was good. Climate was good. Then now, all of a sudden, we see that we got parts of the land covered with ice, part of a desert and all that. Something happened. From the time of Genesis, when he created it, to where it is now. And we know that these fallen angels came down. And now we know there's so much stuff they hiding from us and they telling us about it. But you know, if you're dealing with the Most High in these last days, I mean, you can see that, you know, something happened because that's not how it was. You know, the earth, you know, then wasn't like that. Where you had a place like the Sahara Desert where it's not doing what it do. It's not yielding the vegetation and the seed time and harvest and all that. So something happened there. So the same thing with this homosexuality, this LGBT thing, something happened because when he made Eve, when he made the 6-day man and 6-day woman, this stuff wasn't going on. So what happened? Two things I want to shine a light on. So he told them those angels came down. We see that he performed a surgery on Adam. Adam had male and female components in him. He performed a surgery, just like we see every day today in the hospitals. We put him to sleep. That's what the scriptures tell you. Put him in a deep sleep, and then put him under anesthesia. And then he took the female essence out of him and made a woman out of him. So he removed the female part and made a woman, a helpmeet, right? Well, these angels, which were we made in their image, he didn't have to do that to them because they was eternal beings. So Adam was the son of God, just like they was. But he didn't take that, he didn't do that. He didn't separate that from him. So this 200 angels came down and started sleeping with women. Well, they throw that off because they got this female essence still in them. The Most High ain't, you know, he ain't did no surgery on them, you know. So they have semen because we got semen. We got semen because they have semen. So they came down and had relations with these women and had children. Well, now they didn't threw off what the Most High did. They giving them overdose. If a woman have if a man or the woman have a female, well, she got a double dose of woman or a double dose. They throwed it off because they brought this other DNA in that Most High hadn't did nothing with it. That's where homosexuality came from. So I was telling you how that Adam, I mean, it's 3 different people on the planet. You got Adam and his descendants. You got the 6-day man, his descendants, and you got Cain descendants. And we know when you track Japheth's lineage back that he has it go back to Cain, and we know the Greeks, the Romans, all of them, they're homosexuals, but they're not homosexual on accident. They're homosexuals because they came from Cain's lineage, and Cain was a product of a serpent sleeping with Eve in the garden. Same thing with the giants, the Canaanites. So this is why the Most High is telling Israel not to mingle with these people. This is the reason why he brought the flood. It was because of this very thing. We back around to it again. It multiplied again. It multiplied to the point where it was only Noah and Shem was left. He had to bring the flood to cut it off. Well, we right back there again. You see what's happening now with these homosexuals and this LGBT group. You know, or example is with David Chappelle. I mean, a comedian, they talked about the president and everybody, and that's expected. They know that comedians going to do that. It's part of their act. Well, he talks about the LGBT group, and now they trying to get him fired and wreck the man's career. You know, it just you know, it's obvious and nobody really paying attention to it, but something ain't right. So I'm gonna read one more thing, then we're gonna go into the other part of this to show you what's really going on. So keep in mind, I told you that he didn't do no surgery on these angels that came down and slept with these women. They threw off the DNA, you know, and that's why the Most High said, don't get down one of them for no mate, because the DNA ain't right. You know, tell him what you're gonna get. So he also put It says he breathed breath of life into Adam, where he put melanin in him. Melanin is the essence. Melanin is what makes a person make them agile, and the melanin is what makes the skin dark, and also is dealing with the Most High's creation. It deals with the sun, keep the sun off you where you can't burn your skin and all that. The melanin, and then it helps in childbirth where you get everything comes out the same way that he created Adam. The melanin that's in us, we get a perfect baby just like Adam was. But without the melanin, tell him what you're gonna get. So you got double whammy. You got some people that he took the melanin out of, which I'm getting ready to show you, and you got people where angels came down. And so now in 2021, all that's mixed all up. That's what we're dealing with. And what it is because Israel failed and Most High's law, statutes, and judgment wasn't being implemented. And this thing right here just grew and grew and grew to where it's at now. So I told you that Cain was a product of the serpent and Eve, right? So we already got this, he got that characteristic, the homosexual, lesbians and gays, the homosexual. It's evident when you do the research, go back and check the Greeks out, the orgies and sleeping with the mother and the father and all that stuff, kids and everything. That's track their history. We know that this pedophilia, all that's is in a culture. And like my man was saying, if you got people doing that for over 500 years, it's part of their DNA. They ain't no accident. It's part of their DNA. That's the origins of it. So, with that being said, I'm gonna read this right here, pertaining to the melanin. So, Cain killed his brother Abel. That's another example right there. They're violent too, also. Lack of melanin caused you to be violent. It ain't cause you was in the snow or in the Antarctic for 200 years that made you violent. You violent because of the DNA that you received and how you came about. And so we're gonna see right here, he cursed Cain. I'm in chapter 4, verse 10. Cain killed his brother Abel. And I'm gonna pick it up in verse 9, chapter 4, verse 9. The Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel, thy brother? And he said, am I not my brother's keeper? Now he didn't kill his brother. He didn't kill his brother, but this how he approached the Most High, the Lord of hosts. 10. And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which have opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. And when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be in the earth. So the strength that he talked about that's in the earth is melanin. Melanin is in the earth. Melanin is in the man that he created on the 8th day and on the 6th day. So a lack of melanin, then you're a reprobate. Something wrong with you. So 13, Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. So what is he talking about? Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid. I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. And the Lord said unto him, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken upon him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest anyone finding him shall kill him. So what is this mark? Okay, let's go back and look at it. You go to Genesis chapter 2. I'm in verse, I'm gonna pick it up in verse 3 when the Most High established the Sabbath day, and then we're gonna go from there. And it's the reason I'm starting right there. So it says, God blessed the 7th day. That's the Sabbath. That's what we're keeping right now, and sanctified it, because that in it he rested from all his work, which he created and made. Then these are the generations of the heavens and the earth, when they were created in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. 5. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew, For the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth. Here we go. This is what I'm saying. 6th day man. He's got the 8th day man right here. And there was not a man to till the ground, right? So we need a man to till the ground. So if you need a man to till the ground, this man is a tiller of the ground. He's a tiller of the ground. He's a what they call a green thumb. He have a green thumb. He got melanin in him. The earth has melanin in it. He worked. He had one with the earth, with the mother. He had one with it. Got melanin in it. So then we go and we see that I got to go ahead of myself a little bit. So we go to chapter 4, and I'm going to pick up where Cain and Abel was born. And it says, Adam knew his wife Eve. She conceived and bore Cain and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bore his brother Abel. Abel was a keeper of sheep. He's showing you that. That's why David keeping sheep. That's why they sacrificing these sheep and rams to the Most High. But Cain was a tiller of the ground. So Adam a tiller of the ground, and he got melanin in him. He had one with the earth. Right here, Cain the same way. He a tiller of the ground. He has melanin in him. He had one with the earth. But we know that Cain killed his brother Abel. Then in chapter 4, verse 15 says, and the Lord said unto him, Cain, therefore whosoever slept Cain, vengeance shall be taken upon him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest anyone find him. So the mark was he removed the melanin out of him. He turned him white. That's what happened. He took the melanin out. So let me give you a precept for that. So you won't think I'm concocting this. So we over in Numbers, right quick. So Cain killed his brother Abel, and the anger of the Lord was kindled. So I'm over here in chapter 12 of Numbers, when Miriam was talking against Moses. I'm picking it up in 12 and 10. And I'm going to start at 8. And with him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark sentences. And the similitude of the Lord shall he behold. Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? He talking to Miriam. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, Miriam and Aaron, and he departed. So he angry right here. He angry right here with Cain killed his brother Abel. 10. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. So same thing. You take it back here. Precept upon precept. You take it back here. It's the mark that he put on Cain. He turned him. He took the melanin out of him. So let's look at it. Let's look at what the characteristics. Verse 11, chapter 12 of Numbers. And Aaron and Moses, and Aaron said unto Moses, Atlas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not this sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead. See that? So not to have no melanin in you is like one that's dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed. Right? You only have half of the skin when he cometh out of the mother womb. And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, heal her now, O God, and I beseech thee. Right? So the Lord said unto Moses, if her father had but spit in her face. See this? This is how they think about the leper. Should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut outside the camp 7 days, and after that, let her receive in again. So when Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days, and Miriam journeyed, and the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought back in. So after she came back in, the Most High brought her skin back. He gave her the skin back. But we know what he done to Cain. Nobody was there to intercede for Cain. So Cain stayed leprous. So we say, why am I showing you this? I showed you. So Cain got a double whammy. He received his origins is from an angelic being sleeping with a woman. So That's already homosexuality right there. Then he gets the melanin taken out of him. So he got a double whammy. And so then we come to find out that these are Cain descendants. Japhet is Cain descendants. The Most High told him to get 2 of every kind and bring them in the ark. So Cain descendants. And that's why he's telling them, the Israelites, not to mingle with these people, not to mingle with Cain descendants, the Gentiles, and not to deal with the Canaanites, not to intermingle with them because of this very thing that we're witnessing right now in 2021. All the ridiculous stuff we're looking at. So you say, what are you talking about? Why are you showing me this? Well, here we go. Like I say, you might want to tie your shoes up. So this is an example of what I'm telling you about. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. So what you're looking at is a woman.
It's like a natural thing. That's who I am.
This is the example. This is what they was dealing with. This is why the Most High said, don't mingle with them.
There's no fighting it.
This is the state they was in when we first encountered them. This is where the homosexuality comes from.
Rose Giles battled all her life with thick body hair on her face, chest, and arm.
Body hair, it's a female. The body hair, on her face, all that is melanin. That's what he done to Cain. He took the melanin out. And you notice the people who have melanin, they don't have all the hair on them like that. So here we go.
And 3 months ago, she took the brave decision to grow a beard.
I definitely.
So go back. I mean, I don't mean to keep stopping this, but go back to the earth. When he said he brought the earth out of the water when he first got there. There wasn't nothing wrong with the earth. Something happened. Something happened in the process of time that you got these deserts and you got the ice on parts of the earth and all this stuff. Something happened to it after that. Same right here. Homosexuality wasn't here. It came. Something happened. We know these 200 angels came down. Enoch tells us that. And also the Most High cursed the person. This is what it is. We took the melanin out of them. So it's nothing to regulate it. This is what you get.
Feel feminine.
So this is why he said don't mix with them.
And it has very little to do with physical appearance. It's all about my attitude, giving myself
you got a woman's voice, but look how you look.
Who I am. Because of that, I definitely feel
we playing with that.
Feel sexy and sensuous.
And she has the full support of her friends and family.
Socially, she seems to be more comfortable going out in public with a full beard than she was with a shaven face for the stubble. It was like carrying a secret that wasn't really a secret. And so this is just out there. And you can accept it and like it or not, but there it is. And I think that's a good way. I think the beard is really also way better than my husband's beard. She just seems so much more free.
That's awesome.
She seems less oppressed to me. She seems to celebrate her femininity. I just see a lot of like confidence. Something about the self-acceptance that she's taking on lately really made her blossom.
It takes a lot of courage to be who you really are and do what makes you really happy. Being able to look past judgment and look past stairs.
So this is where we at. That's what I'm saying about how throwed off we are. We so throwed. So now JC tied to this. Cause they telling you he done came and died for everything. Now I read to you what David said. Let me read it again because it's gonna make a whole lot more sense now. Now let's look what David said compared to what JC said. So I'm in 2 Samuel. So I'm in 2 Samuel, and David came and he took this Jebusite city. I told you the Canaanites. This the characteristics that they had right here. They only looking the way they look now because they interbred with us. We ain't getting nothing out of it. We ain't getting nothing out of interbreeding with them, but they getting everything out of breeding with us. So, chapter 5, verse 6 says, and the king and his men went to Jerusalem unto the Jebusites, these Canaanites, these people that their origins come from the fallen angels. The inhabitants of the land which spake unto David, saying, except thou take away the blind, the lame, thou shalt not come in hither. Thinking David cannot come in hither. Nevertheless, David took the stronghold of Zion, the same as the city of David. And David said on that day, whosoever getteth up unto the gutter and smiteth the Jebusites, and see that, smite the Jebusites and the lame and the blind that are hated of David's soul. This is why he hated. See that right here, because it ain't got nothing to do with the Most High. You know, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't got nothing to do with the Most High. This is why David's right here. And I ain't write it, so it says that David's soul hated him. And then people read this and say, well, what are you talking about? This right here. That's what he's talking about. So we got, like I said, we got a Messiah in the Old Testament and we have a Messiah in the New Testament. The one in the New Testament going along with this. Just like the folks that we listen to on here, they going along with it. Say that a woman with a beard, a full beard is sexy. Christianity, the church going along with it. Come on. So we following with it. So here we go again. Let's go in the comments. Okay. So here we go right here. Like this is the part I'm telling you about. Now, see right here? This comes from Mixing.
No Facebook, no Instagram, no Twitter. Here's why.
We ain't got no history, we ain't got no concept on why all this happening, but it's a method to the madness. Look at this.
Are we supposed to be seeing the video?
Oh, you don't see it?
No, we don't see it anymore. It went away.
Okay. Okay, let me go back over here. My bad. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, let me get back over here where I was at.
Diamond has no social media accounts, no Facebook, no Instagram, no Twitter. Here's why.
I have a beard. I get ridiculed every day. People question my gender. No matter what I do, it just keeps coming back. I first noticed the facial hair growing in when I was 15. I would shave once a week. There were times that people did notice and tease me about it, but I really didn't pay too much attention to it. About 3 years ago, it started to get really bad. I had to start shaving every day. I've tried hair removal creams, waxing, but every day it comes back. It takes me about 3 hours to get ready. I shave.
Creator ain't got nothing to do with that. You know, nothing to do with this. They got your Christianity thinking you got something to do with it. You ain't got nothing to do with this. Because that's saying that when he created man, he didn't know what the hell he was doing.
When I go into stores, I do see the stairs, the look, comments. I moved from job to job to get away from the bullying. I haven't been to a doctor because I'm embarrassed. I fear what the results might be. If I never would have shaved my face, maybe it wouldn't have grown as bad as it did. What mistake did I?
Okay. So, any comments?
I think a lot of that comes from the things they do in the labs, to the food, the medications, things like that. They're always tampering with something. So I think a lot of that, it comes from that also. Just like you could take one medication and it heals something, but it hurts something else. You can take the medicine for a headache, but then you take that medication for a headache and it says could cause kidney failure, bone aches, stomach aches, vomiting, diarrhea. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like I was saying before, when you do go back and do your research, like it was even with the movie The 300, the guy was throwing. It wasn't in Africa, but it was over there in Germany, over where the Greece was. They was having so many misfit kids, they was throwing them over the side of the mountain. They had a pile of a graveyard pile of bones from all these deformed kids. They was throwing over them, and they only kept the good ones. But they had the one guy, the humpback, the guy, watch the movie 300. So that's what that is. That's where that's coming from. That's before they even came up with medicine. And that's how if you walked up on them then, even now, they hiding it. You know what I'm saying? So even now, but like I said, before they even came in contact with us, what we started mixing with them, that's what we saw. It'll make you fringe. Some of the stuff you'll see. You know, that's where it's coming from. Because that's what the Most High. That's why. Let me read you what Cain said. And, you know, we reading over this. So he says, chapter 4, Genesis. The Most High cursed him, and he took the melon out of him. Cain said in verse 13, Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. That's what he's talking about. You can't take the sun. You know, they got great numbers of people dying just from the sun, killing them. I'll go back to this. That's why they hoodwinked and then try to make you think and told you in all these old documentaries and everything about it. Was a mark that he put on his forehead and a mark or an earring. He put an earring in his ear or all that. No, he took the melanin from him. Dealing with the Creator. And like I said, he know where he came from. I mean, Lord of Hosts. You know where he came from? He came from the union of Lucifer and Eve. So he took the melanin out of him. That's what we're dealing with right here. That's what we're dealing with today. All this come down. I mean, they was Sir Francis Bacon was a faggot. They didn't have no designer medicine then. And they was faggots all over the place. Humpbacks and everything out back then. So the origins of it is when the angels came down and slept with these people, and then the Most High took the melanin out of them. I'm gonna show you one more thing too. Notice that JC was in Galilee. We already broke that down about Galilee was a Gentile place. Where Hazareth was at. It was a Gentile place. Now let's look at this. So we know that those were, you know, that's why when JC came there, that's why he laying hands on all these people. They misfits. You know? I don't know if we can handle this, but let's go. Let me show you something right quick. I was in Numbers. Yeah, move on to something else. But put this in the record book. So it says, verse 16. This when he turned Miriam back. He said, and Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought back in again. And afterwards, the people removed from Hazareth. See that? That's Galilee. They removed from Hazareth and pitched in the wilderness of Panorama. So you say, what are you talking about? Go to Judges right quick. Judges, chapter 4. Chapter 4, Judges. And the children of Israel again did evil in the sight of the Lord. See that? Evil in the sight of the Lord when Eli was dead. And the Lord sold them into the hands of Jabin, the king of Canaan, that reigned in Hazareth, captain of whose host was Sisera, which dwelled at Hazeroth of the Gentiles. Same place, Galilee. So JC came, we know Caesarion came to Galilee. He laying hands on people because he didn't learn 18 years, he learned how to be a healer. So ain't number of misfits all over the place in Galilee. Okay? I'm in the book, I'm in scriptures. Okay. Any comments?
Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
Hey, when I, man, hey, when all this going on, you know, the, the fallen angels, the DNA, all this stuff is repeating itself.
Right.
Like, what, what the, what the chances of when the Lord of hosts destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah? What the chances of that being a volcano?
Well, when you look at it, I had broke it down, and what they tell you in Enoch that Uriel is over. He controls the Lunares, right?
Right.
So then we know Uriel, Gabriel, Raphael, and Michael, the one carried his throne. But we know it was on the three that came to Abraham. Then but four of them that carried his throne. So these three came to Abraham. They get to Sodom and Gomorrah. Then it says that the Lord commanded fire and brimstone to come down from heaven. So that's why Uriel wasn't there. Uriel, the one casting down the fire and brimstone on Sodom and Gomorrah.
God.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, we're gonna play this right here, because this is another trick that they are running on us right here. It's we just saw it with the Olympics, with the little gymnastic girl. I can't think of her name. She backed out of the Olympics gymnastics. Here we go.
Simone.
Yeah, Simone. All of a sudden, she had a brain cramp. And my thing is, I believe it's tied to horse.
Think about it. What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy, Gold Black to Africa. So here we have again another African American who has pulled himself out of their job because of some mental issues. Now, the NFL player Calvin Ridley for the Atlanta Falcons decided that he wanted to take care of his mental health and was removing himself from the game of football. And I find it quite interesting that I'm seeing more and more of our people being on the front row of media, of having these mental breakdowns or can handle mental issues to where they're leaving or backing out of their competitive sports that they are in. And it seems that we're hearing more and more of this. Now, we know Naomi, we know Simone Biles and Naomi Osaka were two young ladies who actually removed themselves from the sports they was in during a huge tennis tournament, as well as a huge Olympic tournament. And I did a video on that, so check that video out at the end of this video here. But it's very disturbing to me. Now, I understand that we as people have trying times in life and have life situations that happen, and there's nothing wrong with, having to take a break at times. But to me, the media is showcasing us, putting us on the front row. Anytime they put us in headline news on the front row, believe me, it is not all that good. I think it's a demonic effort to show the world that we are a people who supposedly are weak-minded. And it's sad because I've done videos to show scientific data and studies that have been done over the years showing that we have the greatest DNA genetic markers or series. That actually means that we are the brightest when it comes to all of the human species, of having 9 DNA series when the rest of humankind has 6. I have done various videos showing that because of our DNA makeup, we are not just mentally strong, but we are also physically strong. And it seems that in Western worlds, because we are following the masses, happen to be European, that they have the dominance, they have the control, they set the bar, they add the pressures, they dictate what is the right, the wrong. So we are always at a disadvantage of trying to fit in. We're always trying to measure ourselves to them. When actuality, they should be measuring themselves to us. Now, it's no secret that we have built many of societies, economical systems, built institutions and corporations. Over the years we've had the encounter with them. We have been the ones who were the backbreaker workers, the ones who had the ingenuitive spirit to invent and to be able to create different things for the betterment of ourselves to make it easy when you have the whip on your back. If you don't produce fast enough, you must be creative in figuring out how to create different things. So we have been really the forefathers and mothers of these societies that have taken the credit and yet have worked us to the bone, have pushed us to limits where we feel we have to take breaks, overcome a lot of life situations. I've said it before, if you go to Africa, you will understand how much stress and weight you've been carrying that you don't even know because of being a.
Book your perfect stay at booking.com, the world's leading.
Any comments? If you want to watch all that, the name of the video is Must Listen. Every African American and diaspora needs to hear this. And so, like I was saying before, even with the New Testament, they put it, they wrote everything what JC said in red, and told us, that he said it, and we believe it. Just like right here, with the brother telling you that our DNA, we got 3 more DNA markers more than any other human species on the planet, but they telling us there's something wrong with us. We having a malfunction with our bodies and our mind. We breaking down, but they just saying that, and because we go from 6 years old to 18 years old under their system, everything they say, we believe it. Without just looking at it rationally, like I was just showing you. With the people, where they come from. A woman, we got our man features, beard and all that, hair all on, everything on. She just got a woman voice, and a woman's sexual organ, but everything else a man. That's a spit in the Most High face. Just to say he got anything to do with that, as far as his creative abilities. That's spit in his face. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna open up for anybody in the comments, open up for some questions before I read these chapters out of Enoch.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why there's so many jabs? I mean, because the Israelite DNA is fighting against it?
Right, yeah, that's what it is. It goes all the way back to when it really started was two different episodes, 2 different events happened they had the black chick. I don't know if y'all remember the black chick. They had her in like a cage, presenting her as an animal. So they was talking about how big her butt was and all that, and you know they had on display.
Her name was Sarah.
Yeah, that, and then that woman where they got her DNA, and they started using it for heal people with medicine, and what they found in Vietnam when they was bringing us back, bringing out the black soldiers back from Vietnam, and they was doing autopsies on them. They found out that their pineal gland was alive, even though the body was dead. The pineal gland was still glowing, and the pineal gland was still standing up. And then that's when medicine really blew up. That's what all these designer drugs they got on the streets, all of it come from what they found out about that melanin. Matter of fact, that's what they do now. These people, blacks coming up with finding blacks with all their body parts missing. They eating the pineal gland, eating the liver, all that. But we throw it off too. We don't know what's going on with it. But that's what they're doing. They eating the pineal gland. So they lacking that. The pineal gland calcified. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else got any comments or questions before I start reading out of Enoch? Okay. Everybody good? So I'm in the book of Enoch, and I'm starting at Genesis chapter 6. It's more or less I'm bouncing off of what we already dealt with. And this is where the origins of it started at right here. So I'm in chapter 6. It says, and it came to pass, when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels, the children of heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men, and begot us children. And St. Joseph, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of this great sin. So let's look at this right here, because this is like a trumpet going off. Verse 2, chapter 6, verse 2 says, and the angels, right, the children of heaven, saw and lusted after them. So they lusted after these women in verse 1. So when he created Adam, and he created the man in the 6th day, they have semen in them. Right? They got the semen in order to reproduce their own self. But we made these angels' image. These angels got semen in them. Okay? But look what he said. So just back to the woman thing. And it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters, right? So daughters is the topic. Daughters. Then 2, the angels, the children of heaven, the men, they all males, saw and lusted after them, and said unto one another, come, let us choose us wives. See that? If there was women up there, they'd have got them. So look, us wives from among the children of men, and begot us children. See that? So if it was women up there, it'd be female angels. They have female private parts. They get children. But the only time they presented the opportunity to get children right here. Here go the answer right here. And the angels, verse 2, the children of heaven saw and lusted after them, and said one to another, these men, the male angels up in heaven, come, let us choose wives from among the children of men, and begot us children. See that? So if it was women up there, they been got children. That's what they lusted after to reproduce themselves, to get children. See that? So 3, and St. Joseph, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye will not indeed agree to do this deed, and how long shall have to pay the penalty for this great sin? And they all answered him and said, let us all swear an oath and all bind ourselves to mutual implication not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. Then swear they all together and bound themselves by mutual implications upon it, and they were all 200 who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon, and they called it Mount Hermon because they swore and bound themselves by mutual implication upon it. And these are their names, like I said before, and their leaders, all males. They tell you, they're showing you that. Enoch is speaking volumes. So, and all the others together with them took unto themselves wives, each chose from himself one, and they began to go in unto them and defile themselves with them. And they taught them charms and enchantments and cutting the roots and made them acquainted with herbs. And they became pregnant, and they bore great giants whose height was 3,000 ells, who consumed all the acquaintances of men, acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. And they began to sin against birds and beasts, reptiles, fish, and to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. And the earth was earth laid accusation against the lawless ones. So, like I was saying before, it's all this stuff right here in our face, and we ain't, we're not really dealing with it. So, bestiality. See that? So, ain't the same people I just showed you dealing with bestiality. It's all over to the point where they got to make laws for it. All over. The Greeks and the Romans, they were doing this. Bestiality. Says 5. And this was the angels was doing. So this the same DNA that's in these angels is in these people. And they begin to sin against birds. See that? Beasts, reptiles, fish, and to devour one another's flesh and to drink blood. So I'm gonna shine a light on something. So they begin to sin against birds, beasts, reptiles. I'm showing you all over the place these long ass necks. 2 totally different origins. Okay, chapter 8. It says, and Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth and the art of working them, and bracelets and ornaments, and the use of autonomy and the beautifying of the eyelids and all kinds of costly stones and all coloring tinctures. And there arose much godliness, and they committed fornication, and many led astray and became corrupt in all their ways. Since I taught enchantments and cutting the roots. Omara, the resolving of enchantments. Bakajah taught astrology. Kakabel, constellations. Ezekiel, the knowledge of clouds. Yeah, we're doing the same thing now. Cloud seeding. Ain't nothing changed. Oracle, the signs of the earth. Shimshel, signs of the sun. Circle, the course of the moon. And as men perished, they cried, and their cry went up under heaven. I'm gonna read verse 9, chapter 9. I'm gonna stop. And okay, and Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel. I just told you that. Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel. These are 4 that's carrying the Most High throne. But it just so happened 3 of them showed up in Genesis 18. Looked down from heaven and saw much blood being shed upon the earth, and all lawlessness being wrought upon the earth. And they said one to another, the earth made without inhabitants cries. The voice of their crying cried up to the gates of heaven. And now to you, the holy ones of heaven, the souls of men make their suit, saying, bring our cause before the Most High. So let's look at that. Verse 3. And now you, the holy ones of heaven, these are other 7, these are 7 angels, the souls of men make their suit. So soul. Body and the soul is separate. So it's the soul that's in the person that make the body alive. So when that person died, the soul go back up to heaven. And we see that giants, when they die, that soul don't go to heaven. The spirit of him, it's a perverted spirit. So the body perverted. We saw that right there from these videos we just looked at. The body, that body, it's perverted. The spirit is perverted too. That's where the LGBT and all this stuff coming from. So we ain't gonna fumble with it. So 4, and they said to the Lord of the ages, Lord of lords, God of gods, King of kings, God of the ages, the throne of thy glory standeth unto all generations of the ages, and thy name holy and glorious and blessed unto all ages. And thou hast made all things, and power over all things has thou, and all things are naked and open in thy sight, and thou seest all things, and nothing can hide itself from thee. Thou seest what Aziel have done, who have taught all unrighteousness on the earth, and revealed the eternal secrets which were kept in heaven, which men strive to learn, and Sanjaja, to whom thou hast given authority to bear rule over his associates, and they have gone to the daughters of men upon the earth, and have slept with the women, and have defiled themselves, and revealed to them all kinds of sin. And the women have borne giants, and the whole earth has thereby been filled with blood and unrighteousness. See that? Telling you right here, and this what you're reading in verse 8. Everything we're looking at, it happened right here. The women have borne giants, and the whole earth has thereby been filled with blood and violence. And now behold, the souls of those who have died are crying and making their suit to the gates of heaven, and their lamentation have ascended, and cannot cease because of the lawless deeds which are wrought on the earth. And thou knowest all things before they come to pass, and thou seest these things, and thou dost suffer them, and does not say to us what we ought to do to them in regardless to these. Okay. Let me see how long. Okay. I'll read one more, chapter 10. Then said the Most High, the Holy God, the Holy and Great One spake, sent Uriel to the son of Lamech, and said to him, Go to Noah, tell him in my name, hide thyself, and reveal to him the end of this end that is approaching, that the whole earth will be destroyed, and a deluge is about to come upon the earth, and will destroy all that is on it. And now instruct him that he may escape, and his seed may be preserved for all generations of the world. And again the Lord said to Raphael, bind Aziel, hand and foot, cast him into darkness, and make an opening in the desert. See that? In the desert. So now we see what's up with these deserts. Why the earth, I told you something happened. Because when he made the earth, he didn't have no desert. So he bind him in the desert, which is Dudel, and cast him therein, and placed upon him rough and jagged rocks, and covered him with darkness, and let him abide there forever, and cover his face, that he may not see light. And on the day of the great judgment, he shall be cast into the fire, and heal. See that? Heal the earth. See that? If there's something wrong, that's a wound. Sinai desert. All these deserts with sand in it and the ice on the earth, that's wounds from something that's happened, which the angels have corrupted, and proclaim the healing of the earth. See that? That they may heal the plagues, and that all the children of men may not perish through all the secret things that the watchers have disclosed and have taught their sons. And the whole earth has been corrupted through the works which were taught by Aziel. To him ascribed all sin. And to Gabriel said the Lord, proceed against the bastards and the reprobates. See that? And it ain't, he calling it for what they is. And proceed against the bastards and the reprobates, and against the children of fornication, and destroy the children of fornication, and the children of the watchers from amongst the men, and cause them to go forth. So that's what he's talking about. Reprobates, the humpback, misfits, all that. That's what he's talking about. We fumbling with it. So he says, and no request that they and their fathers make of thee shall be granted unto their fathers on their behalf, for they hope to live an eternal life, and that each one of them will live 500 years. And the Lord said unto Michael, go bind Sanjaza and his associates who have united themselves with women, so as to have defiled themselves with them in all their uncleanness. And when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valleys. See that? Valleys of the earth, until the day of their judgment. This is where the volcano is coming from. Until the day of their judgment, Yellowstone. See, until the day of their judgment and their consummation, until the judgment that is forever and ever is consummated. In those days they shall be laid off to the abyss of fire, and to the torment and the prison in which they shall be confined forever. And whosoever shall be condemned and destroyed will from henceforth be bound together with them to the end of all generations, and destroy all the spirits of the reprobates and the children of watchers, because they have wronged mankind. See that? So this is what he's talking about when he said they wrong mankind to this very day. Those are signs for us, but we fumbling with it. Destroy all evil from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to an end, and let the plant of righteousness and truth appear, and it shall prove the blessing, and the works of righteousness and truth shall be planted in the truth and joy forevermore. And then shall all righteousness escape, and shall live until they begot thousands of children, and all the days of their youth and their old age shall they complete in peace. And then shall the whole earth be covered in righteousness, and shall all be planted with trees and be full of blessing. And all desirable trees shall be planted on it, and they shall plant vines on it, and the vine which they plant thereon shall yield wine in abundance. And as for all the seed which is sown therein, upon thereon, each measure of it shall bear 1,000, and each measure of olive shall yield 10 presses of oil. And cleanse thou the earth from all oppression, and from all unrighteousness, and from all sin, and from all godlessness, and all the uncleanness that is wrought upon the earth. Destroy from off the earth. And all the children of men shall become righteous, and all nations shall offer adorations, and shall praise me, and all shall worship me, and the earth shall be cleansed from all defilement, and from all sin, from all punishment, and from all torment, and I will never again send upon it from generation to generation and forever and ever. Okay, so that was Enoch chapter 6 to chapter 10. Any comments?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, man, you know, them fallen angels, they had the knowledge of science. And
Right.
when I think about global warming and, you know, all what Bill Gates trying to do, blocking the sun rays,
Right.
man,
Yeah.
I know where that knowledge came from.
Right, exactly. Then it's the Most High always leave a remnant. It's a remnant here. You always leave a remnant.
Do you think like the way the fallen angels took over in Genesis 6 and 4, you know, do you think that they coming back for the earth? I mean, I know he gonna hide Israel, right?
Right. But he got a remnant that's here now. He always left a remnant. He left a remnant of the fallen angels. That's who Mamre is. You know, ACL and St. Joseph was over them at first, but he had them bound, but he left a remnant, and mainly is over that remnant that he left.
Right. Just seemed like we went back where they was at when he destroyed it with the flood.
Right, exactly. Right. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna wait and deal with that tomorrow, part of the class tomorrow. But that's what I was saying about Genesis 3:15, seed. See, they didn't turn around and hoodwink us and make us thinking that's a single seed. But he talking about when you say Adam's seed, he talking about everybody that was born from Adam all the way now. It's plural. You know, but they want to make us think it just like in I'm gonna read this right here and then I'm gonna close out. So in Isaiah 53, they want to make you think that's a single seed, right? But that's not how thinking like Hebrew, that ain't it. So I'm in Isaiah right quick. And I'm gonna show you why I'm saying that. So Isaiah 53 says, whoever believe our report, to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed. Then it says, for he, see that, shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of dry ground. He have no form or comeliness, and when ye shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. So it's trying to make you think that's a single seed, which is JC. But when you go over here to verse 10, yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him. He have put him to see that singular, he have put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering to sin, he shall see his seed. See that? So whoever this is got children. But JC ain't got no children. So there ain't no single seed. Seed is just like I said, it's a plural, just like Elohim. It's plural.
Right.
Yeah, okay. But I'm gonna go a little further than that tomorrow. But I just wanted to shine light on that right quick. Bring that on out. Okay. Anybody else got anything? Okay. I have 2 videos I want that's going to relate to the topic that we was talking about tonight. That's on Prophets of Awakening. The first one is understanding Genesis 6 and the Book of Enoch. It's 2 parts to it, part 1 and 2. And then you got the importance of the Book of Enoch. 2 different sets of videos. So with that being said, I was referencing that so we can get some more information and get a better understanding, build a foundation on that particular topic. So with that being said, I'm gonna hit this right here. Anybody got any comments, anything before we go? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say shalom to everybody, and I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow in the morning for the Sabbath morning class at 9 o'clock. Shalom.
Shalom.
Okay.